the air that suspect was running northeast through the neighborhood. We proceeded to that area as there are two schools directly in that area. Based on information Kevin posted threats, so we got to that area initially to help set up a perimeter and contain the area, potentially catch the suspect.
And were the suspects eventually caught?
Yes.
And were you involved in the apprehension of either suspect?
No, I was there when Mr. Jones was caught, but I did not apprehend him.
Did you see Mr. Jones in court today?
Mr. Jones is to my left. He is next to the defense counsel.
And what's he wearing?
I'm sorry, green shirt, white undershirt.
And I'd ask the record reflect the in-court identification of defendant Jones.
Without objection, record shall so reflect.
Once Mr. Jones was taken into custody, and was there also another suspect?
Yes, there was. Officer Gilby had apprehended the passenger of the vehicle, Mr. Smith.
So at this point, with the suspects in custody, what did you do next?
I was assigned to the scene where the crash took place to go through evidence in the red or burgundy Malibu that had crashed out on the scene.
And describe for the court what you did in terms of going through that vehicle.
We did a search on scene of what we could clearly see. I observed that on the passenger side floorboard of that vehicle was a black Glock 17 that had a purple grip and an extended mag in it. Actually, it was Detective Allen would have made that safe, and we photographed the scene too. Also located a black with the designer Gucci backpack on the floor of that same vehicle. Within that backpack, I found an ID for Mr. Jones and several parts to make an additional 4 Glocks full auto.
When you say parts to make additional Glocks full auto, can you describe for the court what you mean?
Yes, it's an auto sear that allows the Glock, when mounted on the Glock, allows the Glock to fire in fully automatic with one pull of the trigger. So one pull of the trigger gets you continuous fire until you're out of ammo or the gun jams.
And how many firearms did you observe in that motor vehicle?
One in that vehicle.
One in that vehicle. And was that vehicle similarly modified to fire in fully automatic?
I'm sorry, was that vehicle?
I'm sorry, was that firearm that you found?
Okay, yes, it was. It had a Glock auto switch on it.
Were there any other firearms at that scene?
Yes. There was a Glock 40 10 millimeter on the passenger seat of Officer Gilby's patrol car, and there was a Glock 19X tan in color that was on the driver's seat of Officer Gilby's patrol car.
Is that 19X?
19X, yes. Okay.
And do you know where those firearms came from?
The Glock 40 was recovered by Officer Gilby.
I'm just going to object to any hearsay there, Your Honor.
I've already heard the testimony, so it doesn't matter. I know where it came from.
I understand.
I'll sustain the objection, but it doesn't matter.
Understood.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, there are 2 videos that are of the scene itself. We do have a stipulation between counsel for the admission of those videos and further foundation. So I would ask, I will go through that at this point, but I would ask to admit them through Detective McDonough.
Judge, we've conceded foundation and waived the chain of custody and the need to actually call the business owners who I think are the actual individuals who would be able to authenticate those. We concede for exam purposes that Detective McDonough could lay the foundation, and we're going to accept that for exam purposes.
Exam purposes only.
All right. Very good. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can you describe for the court the video that you or that other detectives were able to procure of the scene of the shooting itself?
There's actually 2 videos in particular. One is from a vape or a smoke shop in that plaza near where the barber shop's at, and the other one is from Indian supermarket that's in that area.
Correct.
And
Back in the Platte area, city of Ann Arbor.
now where are these 2 businesses located in relation to the gentleman's barber shop?
It'd be the same strip mall on the south side of Packard, east of Platte. All connected buildings.
And which one is closer?
I believe the vape shop is.
Okay. But both of those businesses had security cameras facing the parking lot, correct?
Yes.
I have the video up. If we could connect my laptop, please. All right, Detective McDonough, looking at the screen, what video is this?
Could you just hit play for 2 seconds? This is of the Indian supermarket.
And can you describe for the court again where you described where it's located? This video is about 25 seconds long, so I'm going to just play it in its entirety. I'm sorry? I'm sorry. Your Honor, this is what I have marked as People's Proposed Exhibit number 4. Detective, having seen that video, depicts one person coming out who runs across the parking lot. Do you know who that person was?
Yes.
I'm objecting. There's case law in which states that an officer without personal, well-trained knowledge of an individual cannot look at the video and make an identification. I apologize for not being able to give the exact citation, but the best evidence rule: 1, video speaks for itself, and 2, this officer has no more experience, and the case law will not allow him to make an identification based upon the video.
Identification of anybody, you're saying?
Of a person in the video, yes. Case law does not prohibit from allow an officer to look at a video and, without a long history of knowing this individual, make an identification as to the identity of the person in the video. That's well established.
Your question was, Mr. O'More,
Was if he knew who the person running across the parking lot was.
quite frankly, without even ruling on that, I'll sustain the objection. I don't think I need it for the determination the court has to make it anyway. But I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, has the court seen the video sufficiently?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. And then, Detective, you said there was also a second video from the vape shop, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Your Honor, this video is about 2 minutes and 45 seconds long. I'm going to move forward to about the 2-minute mark. Right now, first of all, this is what I would mark as people's proposed exhibit number 5. Detective, from this view, can you see the shoes the person in gray is wearing?
Yes, I can see one of the shoes anyways.
Can you tell from this image what kind of shoes those are?
I
I don't think I can either. unfortunately.
Based on what I'm seeing, they appear to be some sort of slip-on sandal.
Or has the court seen the video sufficiently?
I am.
Then based on the,
And I know I don't want to take up any, but what it appears is speculation, Judge, and I object on the ground that he's speculating without any foundation as to the sole, the color, the brand, or anything. He just guessing, and anybody can guess.
Oh.
For that reason, so
He's not really specifying a brand. He's saying that it's a slip-on.
Judge, again, with all respect to this honorable court, best evidence rule, you will be able to watch the video. I don't believe he's in a position to say, I guess, or I'm assuming that's still speculation. The best evidence rule says the video speaks for itself.
Okay. And quite frankly, from the previous time that you stopped, I'd see very clear pictures of who's in the video. So I don't know that I need the shoes, but go ahead.
I've seen the video, Your Honor, seen the shoes. The court has issues. Questions about what the shoes were, we can always play it for the court.
Absolutely.
Based on the stipulations, Your Honor, the people would move to admit People's Exhibits 4 and 5.
Based upon that stipulation, Exhibit 4 and 5 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, in the course of your investigation, did you have the opportunity to identify any vehicles that were in the area of that shooting?
Yes.
And was there a vehicle that you observed to be in front of the barber shop when the shooting began?
Yes.
And what was that vehicle?
Mercedes SUV.
And then did you have the opportunity to inspect that Mercedes SUV?
I did the day after the shooting
And where did you do that?
at the registered owner's residence.
And in the time that, or in your, what did you find when you looked over that vehicle?
With the driver's side.
And what did you do based on that, what you observed there?
Photographs were taken of that particular Mercedes, and myself, Detective Sergeant Garrett, and Detective Lewis responded out to that registered owner's house, removed that door panel, and a bullet, they fired on the casing, fell from a cell phone.
And could you describe what that bullet looked like to you?
It's an intact FMJ, so full metal jacket bullet, intact, that had already been fired, appeared to be a larger caliber.
When you say a larger caliber, did it look like a 9mm to you?
It was bigger than a 9mm compared to the, it's really larger.
And where was that vehicle located in relation to, at the time of the shooting, in relation to the victim of the shooting and the people on the video?
I am gonna object to, Judge. I don't believe that he's allowed to actually, he's now offering an opinion about where the bullet was found or where it was observed in connection with other evidence. That's for the fact finder.
Question is where was the vehicle located?
That's correct, Your
In
Honor.
relation to what?
In relation to the victim and the shooters.
Judge,
So you had an objection also?
I'll wait.
All right. In exhibit 4, can I see that vehicle, the Mercedes SUV?
In the video?
Yes.
Yes, it's there.
So I think I recall seeing it, but can you put 4 back up
Yes, sir.
and then take care of this objection?
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm now playing what I've marked as People's Exhibit 4.
And sir, where is that Mercedes?
Facing the buildings that the two subjects are walking by. It's the Mercedes SUV. If you play it a little longer, I'll be able to.
Okay, go ahead.
The subject closet right there, it's that SUV that he's walking by, the subject that's going into the parking lot.
Gotcha. Okay. So now I know where it's in relation to, so objections overruled. We get,
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
you had an objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead.
In the course of the investigation, were there bullet casings found?
Yes, numerous.
And where were those casings found?
In this parking, based on my investigation, in this parking lot here on the curb, but I did not collect those casings.
And to your knowledge, were casings found in the middle of the parking lot, or were they found along the sidewalk near the businesses?
Based on the investigation close to the business.
Were any spent casings found on the Packard side?
Judge, I don't see where his personal knowledge is coming from. He says he didn't collect the casings. So he has no personal knowledge as to where these casings.
I'll sustain the objection. I don't know if I'm going to need it. But I mean, I've seen what I've seen, so.
What were the caliber casings that were recovered?
9mm casings, 7mm casings were recovered from the scene.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Any cross?
Yes, thank you. The video looks, when you watch the video, it actually looks out. You can see cars coming into the parking lot.
Towards that, the target area in question.
Now, let's assume for the sake of discussion that you were able to watch enough of it and you could observe the time approximately when the red vehicle, or was it red, orange, whatever color it was, burgundy, the Malibu, we used to call it Uberland when I was growing up, but the Malibu, when it entered into that parking lot for the very first time.
Are you asking me what time it entered?
I'm asking, you are able to do that. You're able to look at that video and determine when it entered into the parking lot, correct?
Yes, but I don't recall the time. I thought you were asking the time. I don't recall what time it entered into the parking lot.
Would you, if I said to you that the video, that Malibu entered into the parking lot I'm just attempting to see if you attempted to put together a timeline, or if we can, at least for the record, that the Malibu entered into the parking lot sometime around 13/24/20 that day.
See that video. I didn't recall that time.
But would you agree with me that that's the vehicle, as far as you know, that contained, at least, and I'll just refer to my client, that contained Mr. Smith? And would you agree with me that there's a point in time where it appears that Mr. Smith and another entered into a Little Caesars that was in that? And in one of the things that we didn't discuss on direct examination with the prosecutor was that when you went through the Malibu, you found evidence of Little Caesars being in the Malibu itself, correct?
Yeah.
And the Little Caesars itself actually has a date and a time on it, does it not?
I believe there's a receipt on the box.
Receipt. So you can tell that it's, by just doing some simple sort of comparison, that the Little Caesars that was in that vehicle had just been purchased earlier that day. So is it fair to say that in your investigation, you concluded that Mr. Smith arrived at that strip center where the barber shop is and the Little Caesars is about 9 minutes before Mr. Thomas arrived?
Yeah, I'm not seeing the video, so I don't know the time off the top of my head.
Did you, and again, I'm not challenging you, I'm saying, did you attempt to figure out, other than me doing it now with you, whether Mr. Smith and his colleague arrived at that strip center before Mr. Thomas and Ms. Burns? Did you attempt to figure that out? Did you attempt to figure out whether Mr. Smith and his friend arrived at this strip center
Yes.
before Mr. Thomas and his friends did?
Yes, that would be a fair statement.
And you did determine that, did you not?
Correct.
And you determined that they had arrived before.
Say that comes there first.
And then while Mr. Smith and his friend are at this strip center, another vehicle enters into the parking lot, which is the vehicle that contained Mr. Thomas. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that and at one point you can actually see and determine when Mr. Smith and his friend went into Little Caesars, correct?
Yes.
And you can corroborate that time on the clock or on the video with the time on the receipt and the Little Caesars in the back seat, yes?
Yes, that'd be a fair statement.
And you can figure out what time Mr. Thomas, not only did he arrive in the parking lot, but what time he actually entered into the barbershop, because you have those times. And in your investigation, you concluded, did you not, that Mr. Smith and his friend were inside the Little Caesars when Mr. Thomas entered the barbershop?
That would be a fair statement.
Now, I want to sort of see if this makes sense. You were able to see the time that looking at the entire Bombay surveillance video, you're able to figure out the time that Mr. Smith and his friend entered into Little Caesars and also exited Little Caesars, right? And it's clear to you that Mr. Smith and his friend took the Little Caesars back to the vehicle, the Malibu. And that Mr. Smith at one point goes back to the Little Caesars, correct?
I won't disagree with you.
Now, when Mr. Smith went from the vehicle back to Little Caesars, he had to walk by the barbershop, did he not?
He did, yes.
And there's-
Caesars is further to the west.
And there's video showing Mr. Smith walking on this pathway back and forth.
Right.
Would you concede to me that by looking at that video, that when Mr. Smith walked back towards Little Caesars, he went to appears to pick up some kind of a soda because he came back with the soda. Does that make sense to you? Now, when Mr. Smith walked by the barbershop, that's when Mr. Thomas was inside of it, yes?
Yes.
Mr. Smith doesn't look into the barbershop, right?
I would agree.
It appears that walking back from Little Caesars with his pop, we know that, again, Mr. Thomas is inside the barbershop. Mr. Smith walks by the front, yes?
Yes.
And he doesn't look inside again. Would you agree your investigation shows that? Now, there does come a point where Mr. Smith goes into the barbershop himself, yes? And we can see that on the videos, yes? Now, when you say, I know,
Yes.
no, that's normal. I know what you're saying, and I suspect the judge knows what you're saying, but the record has to
Yes.
support a yes or no. Now, did you check whether or not, whether Mr. Smith had an appointment at that barbershop that day? You've interviewed people in the course of the case. Did anybody tell you that it appeared that Mr. Smith needed a haircut?
No.
Nobody?
No.
You're sure?
Nobody told me.
Okay. Did you check? Do you know whether the barbershop takes walk-ins?
I did.
Clearly, if one had an appointment or wanted a haircut and the barbershop took walk-ins, that would be a perfectly appropriate reason to walk into a barbershop, would it not? Now, there comes a point where, and I'm just going to kind of, not to belabor things, but you were able to, some of these cameras had pretty decent resolution.
I would agree.
Decent enough that you're able to actually see what Mr. Smith was carrying at various times, yes?
Yes.
And what he could even see the things he had in his hand, yes? And you could even, I think at one point, you could see, I don't want to say it, but you could almost see the look on his face. Now, you would concede that when Mr. Smith at all times, as he's walking back and forth on this in this plaza, he did not have a face covering, a baklava, or a face mask. Is that right? Would it be fair to say that at times Mr. Smith appeared to be, from your viewing of these videos, appeared to be smiling? Now, I want to go right to, if we could, right before the confrontation with Mr. Thomas. Right before that, would you tell us whether, based upon your investigation, you determined, as Mr. Smith was walking by the barbershop, were his hands empty or were they full?
Yeah, I don't recall. I'd have to see the video.
Okay. I'm just going to ask you some questions, then we can talk about the video. We can look at some stills, whatever is easier. Would you concede to me that he was carrying a pop, or I say pop or soda, and he was carrying that at the time as he walked by the barber shop right before the confrontation? Would you concede that? So that's one thing in his hands or arms, yes? And what about a phone? Would you concede to me that he had a phone out as well?
Again, I'd have to refer to the video on that.
And 1 second, Your Honor.
Man,
The prosecution presents a detective's evidence linking Mr. Smith to a shooting, including surveillance videos, a vehicle, firearms, and a detailed timeline. But during cross-examination, the defense attorney begins dismantling the investigation piece by piece. He repeatedly presses the detective on surveillance footage, timestamps, Little Caesar's receipts, Smith's movements, and whether there were innocent reasons for entering the barber shop. The detective frequently admits he does not remember or would need to review the video, creating tension over how certain the investigation really is. As the questioning continues, the defense appears to expose gaps in the detective's conclusions and leaves the courtroom questioning just how strong the evidence actually is.